This happened in July 2019, when I was taking a solo road trip through Arizona. I was 26 at the time, driving from Phoenix to Las Vegas, a route I'd taken a few times before. It was summer, and the heat was absolutely brutal, easily over 115 degrees Fahrenheit. The kind of heat that makes the air shimmer over the asphalt and makes you feel like you're sitting inside an oven. I left Phoenix around 10 a.m., hoping to get to Vegas before nightfall. But I wanted to avoid Interstate 40 because I'd heard about a big crash causing heavy traffic. So I took a back highway that went through a few small towns. It was more scenic, but also a lot more isolated. The landscape was beautiful, in a desolate kind of way. Towering saguaro cacti, red rocks, distant mountains. But it was intimidating too. There were long stretches where you wouldn't see a single building. Just miles and miles of desert. The AC in my car was blasting, and I was still sweating. I'd been driving for about an hour and a half when I saw something up ahead on the road. As I got closer, I realized it was a car pulled over on the shoulder, hood up. Smoke or steam was rising from the engine. A man stood outside, waving both arms at me. My first instinct was to keep driving. I'd heard all the stories about people faking car trouble to rob drivers. But as I looked closer, the guy seemed genuinely desperate. And more importantly, it was blistering hot out there. Leaving someone stranded in that heat could be a death sentence. I slowed down and stopped about 30 feet from his car. I stayed inside mine with the AC running and rolled the window down just a little. "You okay?" I shouted. The man jogged toward me. He looked about 40, thin, sunburned, wearing a plaid flannel shirt despite the insane heat, oily dark hair down to his shoulders. He was drenched in sweat. "Man, thank you so much for stopping," he said, clearly relieved. "My car overheated. I've been waiting over an hour. You're the first person to come by." That made sense. The road really was deserted. I glanced at his car, an old 90s sedan, faded paint. "You got any water?" I asked. "Ran out about half an hour ago." I poured the rest into the radiator. I grabbed one of my water bottles and handed it through the window. He drank half of it in one go. "Look," I said, "I can give you a ride to the next town. It's not far, maybe 20 miles. You can call a tow truck from there." His face lit up. "Man, you're a lifesaver. Seriously, thank you." He got into my car, and immediately I caught a strange smell. It wasn't just sweat, though there was plenty of that too. It was something else, chemical, sickly sweet, like cleaning products mixed with something rotten. I tried breathing through my mouth and cracked the window a little more. "Sorry about the smell," he said. "I work on the farm, pesticides, you know how it is." That made sense, I guess. I started driving, eager to drop him off and continue my trip. At first, he was polite and thankful. Said he lived in a small nearby town and was heading home from work when his car broke down. He asked where I was headed, and I told him Vegas. Just small talk. But then his questions started getting weird. "Does anyone know exactly where you are right now?" he asked casually. I glanced at him. "What do you mean? Like, does anyone expect you in Vegas? Anyone know you took this road?" "My friends know I'm going to Vegas," I said, starting to feel uneasy. "Why are you asking?" He shrugged. "Just curious. I just think it's interesting how people travel alone through places this empty. You're not scared something could happen and no one would know where you are?" I gripped the wheel tighter and sped up a little. "I'm careful," I said flatly. I looked in the rearview mirror, and that's when my stomach dropped. The road behind us was empty, completely clear, too clear. I should have been able to see his broken-down car in the distance. I'd only driven a few hundred yards, but there was nothing, just open road. "Hey," I said, "where's your car? I should still be able to see it." He was silent for a moment. Then that smile spread across his face. It wasn't friendly. "I lied about the car," he said simply. My heart started pounding. My hands were shaking. "What do you mean?" I asked, though part of me already knew. There was no broken car. I'd been waiting out there for hours, waiting for someone nice enough to stop. You're the first person in over 3 hours. I pressed harder on the gas. Hey, take it easy," he said, his tone shifting. Harder now. Don't do anything stupid. That's when he reached into his pants pocket. Was he grabbing a gun? A knife? Slow down, he said calmly. I just need you to drive me somewhere specific. Do that and everything will be fine. Where? My voice was shaking. There's a dirt road turnoff up ahead. You're gonna take it. And if I don't? Then things are gonna get real unpleasant for you, he said, his voice now completely cold. Then he pulled something from his pocket. Not a gun. Something worse, a nylon rope. I kept driving fast. What was I supposed to do? There were no other cars, no houses, no gas stations, nothing. If I didn't do what he wanted, what would he do? But if I did, if I turned down that dirt road, I knew I wasn't coming back. I saw a sign. The turnoff was 2 kilometers ahead. He sat up straighter, alert. Slow down when we get there, he ordered. My mind was racing for a plan. When the turnoff came into view, I pretended to slow down. He relaxed a little, exactly what I wanted. Good boy, he said. I jerked the wheel hard as if to make the turn, but instead, I slammed on the brakes. The car skidded violently. He was thrown forward, smashing his head against the dashboard. In that split second of confusion, I unlocked my door and opened it. What the hell are you doing? He shouted, trying to recover. I didn't wait. I jumped out. The car was still rolling, but slower now. I hit the hot asphalt, scraping my arms and legs. But I didn't feel pain. Just panic and adrenaline. I got up and ran as fast as I could, back toward the main road. Away from the car. I looked back. He was getting out, starting to run after me. But then something unbelievable happened. I heard a truck approaching. A big semi, coming from the opposite direction. I ran into the middle of the road, waving frantically. The truck blared its horn, but started to slow down. The man chasing me stopped. He stared at me for a long moment, then turned and ran off into the desert, disappearing among the cacti and rocks. The truck driver stopped, and I climbed in, babbling everything that had happened. He called the police right away. When we reached the next town, patrol cars were waiting. I gave my statement and described the man in detail. That's when the officer told me something that made my blood run cold, despite the heat. 3 people have gone missing on that highway in the past 2 years, all traveling alone. We never found the bodies. They went to the area where it happened, searching for the man. They found my car abandoned on the roadside, and they found something else. They followed his footprints into the desert, up to a cluster of large rocks. There, they found a site that had clearly been used before. Old clothes, tools, a shovel, and stains on the ground confirmed to be human blood. They never caught him. He vanished into the desert and was never seen again, at least not officially. I lost my car that day, couldn't even look at it after what happened, sold it for almost nothing just to get rid of it. I still have nightmares about that day, about that smile when he said, I lied about the car, about the rope in his pocket, about wondering what would have happened if I had turned down that dirt road. I've never taken back roads alone again. I always stick to the interstate now, no matter how long it takes. And whenever I see someone stranded on the side of the road, I call the police instead of stopping. People call me heartless, but I know what's out there. I know, because I almost became another statistic on that desert highway.
Thank you so much for your company. If this story kept you hooked, don't forget to click on the card to watch the next story.